Okay. What is good in my pack? How's everybody doing on their end? Your Alpha is here, as always. How's my pack doing? Hope everybody is well. First and foremost, if you hear boom, pop, that you just heard that, did you hear that? My neighborhood, there's still idiots out there shooting off fireworks. So, yeah, if it sound like a freaking war zone out there, yeah, there's the idiots in my neighborhood shooting off fireworks. Well, I hope everybody had a safe and happy holiday, in a sense, or, you know, a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things. I know you guys got some questions, and I was like, well, it is July. It's time to hit the first Q&A of the month. First and foremost, I want to thank all the PAC members out there that engaged in the last Q&A for the month of June. I had actually chose 4 PAC members, called them out by name, and each one of them had to ask 6 questions. If you want to go check that out, you can go check it out. I'll leave a link or something to press in the what else is coming up? I'm working on masks, these type of masks for my store. You know, got to be safe no matter what. And I'm working on some masks so people can go to my store and purchase items and things like that. I'm working on some new shirt designs as well. So my store is going to get a lot bigger soon with some more designs and everything like that. I'm working on a wolf design, really. It's a white and black wolf with almost like a yin and yang sign. I'm working on it. Got that coming soon. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I wish these idiots would stop shooting off these fireworks in it. But anyway, I'm trying to block it out with some music. I have music playing in the back. So if you hear a little music, probably don't hear it too well, but that's music being played. My TV can sync with my Apple Music, and you know, it's like a real smart TV. It could do a lot of things. So yeah, outside of that, I noticed you guys got a lot of questions you want to ask me, and I'm ready. First and foremost, let me see, make sure, Solomon, my dude, because yes, you are there, my dude, my bro. I want to shout you out real quick because that question that you asked me on the Q&A, I have nothing but love and respect for what you put out there, what you asked me. So I had no idea. I knew you were from Brooklyn. I knew you were a fellow New Yorker. All right. But I had no idea that you had some stuff like that going on. Guys, PAC member Solomon the Hooded, you probably see him in the comment section, basically came to me, and like I said, Solomon, I got to point this out because it was very brave of you and very honorable for you to do that. But Solomon is of biracial ethnicity. You're black and your mom is Italian, right? If I remember correctly. And you basically said that you guys, at the climate that things are going on now, and you know, with everything, and you got some friends who are saying things like, you know, it doesn't matter to you because you're not black. And if you remember, Solomon, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? I said, yeah, you may be half Italian, but your dad is black. That makes you black. So, and if those boys that you call your boys are exercising that, saying that you shouldn't be marching in the marches and all that and protesting and things like that. So, yeah, I was actually very taken back. After I finished recording it, I had to take some time. I had to go take a little walk real quick because that touched me. I was like, you know what? He didn't have to ask me that. You know, he didn't have to. You didn't have to bring that up. You didn't have to. You didn't even have to project it, but you did, and you came to me with it. So I appreciate that very much, brother. So thank you for that question. Thank you for being cool with me, being honest with me. I respect that very much. We met not too long ago on Twitter. We had a pretty good conversation. I remember we were talking about, I think we were talking about the Flash, because I know the Flash is your favorite superhero of all. So we started talking about the Flash and the TV show and everything. We got to know each other pretty well, and you were just like, "Hey, my name's Solomon," and you know, and I told you, I said that's a strong name. We all know who Solomon is, right, or was, and ever since then you subscribed to me. You've been rolling with me ever since then. So, as I said before, respect, brother. And like I said, get rid of those guys because they ain't your boys. Get rid of them. Okay. The other one I want to mention as well is pack member Sin Quan, if you probably see him down there. Kin Quan celebrated his birthday yesterday. He's got another year older, another year wiser. So once again, happy birthday happy belated birthday, because I've already said birthday to him. But once again, I appreciate if every guy's in there would give a shout out to Sin Quan there and give him a happy birthday. I would appreciate that. All right. So, that being said, getting all that out of the way that I needed, let's hit the question, shall we? So, let's see who we got here. We got Caroline, Darth Primus. Primus, I asked you to participate in those questions, but you didn't get back to me. And I needed them, so I had to find someone else to take your place. But now I'll get you next time. And Big Rick is here. Well, Primus. Okay. And Solomon the Hooded. Okay. Where's my Kool-Aid? Crap. I'll be right back. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Let's see. Everybody's just saying, "Hey, Chris, what's up? Glad you decided to do a live stream tonight because there are some questions I've been wanting to ask you." Well, you got to remember, I always try to do the first Q&A of the month, the second or the first full week of that month. Okay. Hey, Chris, how's everything? Good? Are you safe? Yes, Ken. Yes, Rick, we're safe. Family's safe. Malcolm and I are safe. We're good. Um, I'm out and about when I need to, especially when when I'm working or so. But I'm safe. Like I said, I'm safe. I keep the mask. How are you? How's everything going down in Aussie, down there in the land down under with this crazy pandemic? Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I do worry about a lot of the friends and people I've met. I got a good friend that lives in Florida, and I'm really worried about him at times because in terms of the states, Florida is probably one of the states that's been hit the worst, and cases keep coming. And a lot of it's just because people don't want to wear the mask. And I find it really stupid. And it's not, they're making it like it's some kind of, they're claiming that it's like communists and everything. And it's like, it's safety, fools. Like, wear the fucking, wear the fucking mask. I'm sorry. If you're out and about, wear the mask. All right. What up, brother Chris? Hey, Solomon. What's that music playing right now? The music that is being played, Darth, is "Fist of Silent" by Glitch Mob. You probably heard it before. If you haven't, it was played. If you remember the first trailer to Captain America, the First Avenger, it was played in that. Hey, Chris, Ken, what's up? Like I said, have you heard of a YouTuber named Mr. Part? He does Spider-Man related videos, including fanfics. And no, I have not. Maybe I need to check him out. I'm always will support a fellow Spidey fan. Let's see, Caroline. Karai from Ninja Turtles versus Talia Al Ghul. Who wins? Talia. Karai's good, but nowhere near Talia's level. Talia has more training, more skill, more experience than Karai. I think a lot of people downplay how good Talia Al Ghul is. She can actually throw down. Solomon the Hooded, respect to you too, Chris, and thank you. You're welcome. Like I said, you're welcome. Solomon the Hooded says happy birthday to Sinquan. There you go. Happy. It's belated. His birthday was yesterday, guys. DeWalt. I miss your fantasy fights. They are cool. Fantasy fights have their own channel. Well, they have their own channel, dude. And I keep telling everybody that they have their own channel. So go subscribe to that channel. If you want to keep up what's going on with them. New episodes will return. I'm trying to get them back up. I'm looking forward to an August date. Let's see. Sorry, I missed the last Q&A. Please, nobody needs to feel sorry. If you miss a Q&A, I'm not. You're not obligated to, I don't want anybody feeling like they're obligated to. If you miss it, you miss it. That's why. Sometimes, guys, if I tell you this, look, keep that notification button on lock. Hit that bell and keep it on everything. Like, don't just put it on specific thing. Put it on all. Anytime I upload something, you put it. Turn on those notifications just in case, because YouTube be acting weird and my nose is stuffy up. Oh, one moment. Turn on them notifications, man, because that's like. But don't ever feel like you owe me anything or anything like that, guys. I don't ever want you guys feeling like you're obligated to watch my content. I'm not like one of those crazed YouTubers and things like that. I never want to be that way. Can say thanks for the shout out, Chris. Thank you for participating in the birthday wishes. Okay. Okay. Caroline, what would your idea be for a new member of the Bat family? I don't even think they need a new member. Um, they already brought in the Arkham Knight. He is real. They actually incorporated Arkham Knight in. There's a signal. I don't know. Could be. I think I'd add another female. I just have to come up with her. Yeah, it'd be another female. Probably call her Night. Something. Nighthawk. There you go. Yeah, Nighthawk. That's a good one. Nighthawk. Um, her name would be Nadia Corazon. Yeah, there we go. I'd make her Latino. And she would have connection with Onyx, another ally to Batman, who used to be a part of the League of Shadows. If you ever see this bald black woman, hands all taped up, that's Onyx. She's a good fighter too. Sparrow. It's not a bad name. What are your thoughts on Immortal Hulk so far? I love it. I love it. Immortal Hulk has been great. I've met Al Ewing, the writer, several times. Nice guy, great guy. Um, him coming up with the story. I like that blend of horror and meets the Hulk, and it works. It works so well. Hulk, Immortal Hulk has been just a stable series, pretty much. Indeed. What are your thoughts on Thor, Galactus, and the Black Winter? Thor. Well, it's another writer, Donny Cates, another writer that I've met. He's one of Marvel's hidden gems. So once I heard he was going to be writing Thor, I was like, I'm down. Like I said, hell of a guy. I like it. Thor is quote unquote the new herald of Galactus, but it's cool. I don't mind it at all. And for anybody saying he ain't never meet Donny Cates or anybody like that, I did. I met him at MegaCon last year, and then I met him again at last year's New York Comic Con. So yeah, so I can actually show it to you right now. Because you got people out there that be like, no, you ain't never meet him. I'm like, yeah, I met him. No, I'm dead serious. I have met him. There it is. That's it. Let me skip. There you go. There he is. There's me and him. Mike Gates, right there. Cool dude. Very cool dude. So yeah, definitely a good dude. Good dude. Um, who would win in a fight between Storm from you talking about Lord of the Rings and Count Dooku from Star Wars? Both I can't both ironically played by Christopher Lee. To be honest, I have not really watched all the Lord of the Rings. I think I watched them all once, and I haven't watched them ever again. But I'll definitely go Dooku. I don't know. Some Star Wars is just it's I don't know. It's just Star Wars. What exactly would Talia think of Karai? She's got potential, and that she could take over. And I think she would encourage Talia. Talia would encourage Karai to step up. Definitely step up. I get vibes of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from Motorwood. Well, that's talk. Well, that's Rick. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby that's where they got the idea from. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when they created the Hulk. Stan Lee has said that many times. So, not surprised. How do you feel about Seth Rogen? How do you feel about Seth Rogen TMNT movie? I have mixed feelings. I haven't heard too much about it. I don't know what the hell's going on with it, but we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. Hey, Chris. Hey, Mary. Did you hear the news that Christopher Daniel Barnes, who voiced Spider-Man, yeah, he said he would love to voice Spider-Man in the sequel if he did. I'd be cool with it. I wouldn't mind, you know. Solomon the Hooded, how do you feel about all the hate for Last of Us 1? You mean 2, right? And Lauren Bailey's death threats. All right. So I have not played Last of Us 2. And to me, it's not the biggest priority for me to play. The most anticipated game for me right now is the Ghost of Tsushima, the samurai game that's coming out soon. That's really what I want to play. Right now, the one thing I do get is that I'm trying to finish up games I have not finished, or at least try to finish them up. All right. Now, do I have Last of Us? Yes, I do. Have I touched it? Not really. But I did watch pretty much the whole game. And I know there's a lot of hate for it. You know, the hate, I think, came from, if you don't want to be spoiled, shut this off right now. Because I'm going to spoil the hell out of it if you don't. Okay, I'm sure everybody knows or don't want it. If you don't mind, I'm going to keep talking. If you don't want it, you can shut this video, and I can tell you when I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm done talking about it. So if not, all right. So Solomon, look, I saw when Joel got killed. Me and Malcolm watched it. And it was almost straight up like RoboCop, just worse. Shot him in the shotgun to the leg, boom. Then the character Abby, who everybody else, because I'm gonna talk a lot about Abby too. The other character beat him to death with I think it was a golf club. I think it was like for a day. She just beat the crap out of him because Joel, I think, killed her parents. And then, of course, there's a lot of hate for that. Like, you know, why did they kill her? And then a lot of people were just like, okay, why are you playing with her and not with Ellie and things like that? You know, like, oh, you know, you're switching from character to character. And I understand. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. You're switching from the woman that killed. And I saw, you know, you see, and I've seen where Ellie gets her revenge on all the people involved in that. Like, she goes after every last one of them. And then she goes after Abby again, and she doesn't kill her. She doesn't kill Abby. She has the opportunity to kill Abby, excuse me. Ellie is drowning, like they're like in a, it's not too high, like knee high, but don't need that much water to kill somebody. And then she just sees Joel and she stops and lets it go. Okay. Now, in terms of Lauren Bailey, the actress who voices her, she's getting death threats now. This right here is what I don't like. This right here, guys, is that dark side of geekism I fucking hate. Okay? Where people can't distinguish the difference between somebody who's just providing their voice with the character and providing it and they're looking at it to a point, no, you fucking did this, so we fucking hate you, and you throwing death threats at this person? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's the side of geekism I fucking hate. And we see that shit a lot. Lauren Bailey had nothing to do with how the game played. She's just providing the voice. And then the other one that I hate, and I know you didn't ask this, Solomon, but I'm on a rant now. Here we go. Is this bullshit now of they're all, people are like, how come she's so muscular? She's so big. Look at her arms, and she doesn't look like a woman. What the fuck does a woman look like? What the fuck is that about? She's not feminine. Like, not every woman looks like Lara Croft or has that physique like she should be all voluptuous. And I had no problem with. I was like, well, she got big arms. And I seen the person that they modeled Abby after, and I look at that, I'm like, she's pretty. Like, if that's what she likes, she's a fitness model. What the fuck? Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, it's like, to me, it's like when I see, and especially it's guys, when I see guys when I hear and read guys that, like, when they see these fitness models and everything like that, and they're flexing and things like that, and they be like, and they're like, oh, that's ugly, and that's hideous, and man, that's steroids, and I would never. To me, that just shows your insecurity. Like, you're insecure about your own self, or you just won't stand next to a very strong queen. You are looking at it to a point where it's like, you know, oh, I would never date something like that. She looked like she she could bench press me. Fuck your feelings, man. Fuck you with that bullshit. I swear I can't stand that. But yes, Solomon, yes. Lauren Bailey getting death threats. I'm not with that. The hatred that Last of Us 2 is getting, I don't know. I watched it and I'm like, I did question, like, okay, why are we playing with Abby if she's the one that killed Joel? And I think it's 50-50. God damn it, those stupid fireworks. That pisses me off. But it's the death threats from her. She had nothing to fucking do with the game design. She had nothing to do with the game. She just provided the goddamn voice. That's like someone throwing Troy Baker death threats because he voiced Batman 2. And someone like, you're trying to take Kevin Conroy. You're not Batman. I'll fucking kill you. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Go on with yourself with that bullshit. It's so stupid. That's the dark side of geekism that I don't like. And that's the dark side of geekism that I do not I don't support and I don't portray. Y'all hear that, right? You know, it's like, whatever. All right, moving on. So thumbs up. I'm done talking. If you didn't mind being spoiled, I'm sorry. That's okay. Just a rumor. I know it's just a rumor, Mark, but it'll be cool. Have you watched the Netflix series Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beast? No, I got a lot of Netflix shows I have not even begun to watch. Right now, I'm about to watch Baki. Love me some Baki. So I haven't been watching a lot of stuff. Sometimes I forget that I have a Netflix account. That's how weirded out I'll be sometimes. I don't know if you if you've watched Kim Possible, but do you think Ra's al Ghul in the League of Shadows would be a good villain for her and Ron? I love Kim Possible, and I don't think so because Ra's al Ghul would not. He's not gonna go after a kid. He may be some things, but he's not going after a child. And so no, Ra's al Ghul would not go after a kid, no matter how old she is. It's one thing. Like, no. Y'all hear that, right? Shit. Them as well as the Gotham Sirens. No. Is it possible, absolutely stupid, that death threats for a video game? I'm seriously excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yeah. So we going Vikings. Last one we were in Greece. And before that we played as a Magi. Assassin's Creed has really turned around a lot of things. They have really started to, once they kind of finished, then they really started to, when they stopped coming out annually, they really had time to work their magic. There's even comics that focus on more stories that is really good. There's a graphic novel, whatever you want to call it, that is called Assassin's Creed. I forgot what it's called, but it takes place during Vietnam, the Vietnam War, and I'm all about that. I like that. Still, Ubisoft. I'm still looking for an Assassin's Creed during feudal Japan. If y'all give me that, I'm good. But the Vikings, this one's gonna be pretty good too, because I love I love the trailer that he showed. You know, like they're barbarians. They don't care. They'll kill women and children. You see in the, you know, you saw it in the child, and they're just like, no, let them go. Like, I totally agree with you, Chris. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely hate it when actors and actresses have to suffer harassment by characters. I'm saying, like, it's stupid. It's really stupid. Last was getting the same kind of hate that Jedi. Um, I guess. Yeah, King is getting kind of worse, but yeah. And then this rumor that, then I heard this rumor that Disney is thinking about erasing the last 3 or 4 um, Star Wars movies out of existence, like that never happened. That'd be so stupid. Like, why? Why? Why would you do that now? Because you what? You want to tell a story like, oh, we're gonna use the extended universe that was already established. I mean, they still could do that now. Like, I mean, I mean, like I said before, I find it criminal that they did not put Mara Jade in, you know, in this universe. Ridiculous. I have to check out the comic. Yeah, the comics are by Titan Comics. They tell some good stories. It's really good, fun stuff. Indeed. It's like the Kylie Marie Tran situation where her character in Star Wars gets good. Yeah, like what the fuck? Like, what you stupid? Like, look, if I don't like something in a movie, like if for me, like I said, okay, here's a good example. The actress who played in Birds of Prey, who played that version of Cassandra Cain. I didn't care for it. Didn't care for the movie because to me that's just not the vision that I saw for them. Okay, that's fine. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But you don't see me going out telling that young lady, because she's really young, that that you disrespected Cassandra Cain. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna make you drink. No, what? You don't hear me do any of that stuff. You know, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, first of all, you got too much time on your hand to have that bother you so much that you want to throw death threats at people. Grow the fuck up. Sure. I mean, okay, there are times where I will get hostile at somebody if you, for example, if you disrespect somebody like Bruce Lee, I will get a little hostile. Like, what you say? No, because that's me just defending his honor. Like, he ain't here to defend his honor. You know, like, to me, I will say this: Quentin Tarantino's version of him was disrespectful, in my opinion. And a lot of people said Quentin Tarantino does not. He never liked Bruce Lee. He never liked him. And I just finished watching that great documentary by ESPN, the 30 for 30, Be Like Water. And a lot of stuff I knew, but it was just still great to hear all the people that knew him, his wife, his widow, his daughter, all his students talk about him, and it was a beautiful, but it was just like, yeah, that's what I think what Quentin Tarantino took is probably when he heard how Bruce Lee was a little bit, sometimes he wanted things so perfect in terms of, you know, his work and things like that. Like, for you guys, I'm sure you guys know that he created the show Kung Fu. He created that. That was him. And he was going to star in that. However, the studio didn't want him because at that time, they were not trying to push an Asian in that role. So they got David Carradine. Or even when he played Kato, he outshined the Green Hornet. And even to the point where he even kind of asked for Kato to have a little bit more speaking roles. And yeah, So I think from that point, that's probably where Quentin Tarantino got and made Mike Mall's version like very cocky and but that's not what he was. He wasn't like that. He wasn't cocky and arrogant and no, he knew what he wanted, but he wasn't cocky and arrogant about it. Like so, and there's a lot of people that say, yeah, Tarantino doesn't like he hates Bruce Lee. So when you hear Shannon Lee say, I hated what he did, he didn't even ask, because she keeps control of his estate and everything like that. And he just did it. And I can understand that. It's still disrespectful. Like, what the hell? And I have nothing against Mike Moore who played the character because he actually played it. But it's just, that's not my depiction of Bruce Lee. Not at all. Yeah. So yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. This. The Last of Us, Last Jedi, open up your eyes to see how shitty fandom is getting. Yeah, there are a lot more than that. That's way more than that. There's plenty of you could see. Okay. Solomon the Hood. Marvel now owns Alien and Predator. Yeah, they took the comic rights now from and that's their right. It's not like they took it. Because they own those, so they got the comic rights now to do Alien and Predator in Marvel now. I don't hate it because they own now the Fox license. They from Dark Horse. Dark Horse was doing all the Alien stuff and the Predator comics, and I'm still going to talk about that. That's something I still want to talk about. But let's be honest, like, how cool is that now? The xenomorphs are now in the Marvel universe. If they do, or will they do a separate universe? Like, I hear people say, "Oh, this is stupid," but then it's like the Star Wars comics under Marvel have been pretty good. The side stories have been pretty good. The when Conan came back to Marvel, now they got Marvel, and the fact that they showed the Predator holding Tony Stark's helmet, it's like, oh my god, we could see what the first thing when I heard Predator's back, I started thinking Predator versus Wolverine. We could get a Predator versus Wolverine story. Yeah. Do you think Ninja Turtles had a chance of beating Ryu Hayabusa? Because I don't think they can. You know who Ryu Hayabusa is, right? He's the leader of the Dragon Clan. Man's half dragon. This guy, as much as I love the TMNT, they give him a run, but they wouldn't beat him. And Ryu would definitely know they're not, there to kill him, but no, he would beat them. This guy looks evil in the eye and spits at it. I'm like, whatever. I still want that. I still want a crossover game between him and Dante, like Devil Gaiden, Devil May Cry, and Ninja Gaiden come together. I'm on fire with the crossovers. Which actor can you see replacing Ezra Miller as the Flash if he doesn't come back? Oh, there's plenty of them. Look, man, like, I don't see Ezra Miller as Flash. I don't see him as, especially Barry Allen. To be honest, there's a few actors I could have seen playing him. Like the actor who's now on the new MacGyver, Lucas Till. There was talks that he was supposed to be up for the role, like he was going to replace him. The same actor who played Havoc, I could see him as Barry Allen. He would be a little bit more believable for me as Barry Allen. I'm like, okay, yeah, there we go. Just there's so many. Who actually that question? Prime, right? Dark. Yeah, it's so many, man. Like, there's so many. I was not convinced at Ezra Miller as Flash. Once I saw him, I'm like, this is not Flash. Why is he so young? And the fact that he's Barry Allen, I was like, no. Matter of fact, let me ask somebody who's a bigger Flash fan than me. Hey, Solomon, I know you're watching, brother. What did you think of Ezra Miller? And try to keep it a little, don't go too rated R, but just honestly tell me, what do you think? What did you think of Ezra Miller's Flash? All right, and I keep getting. All right, hold on. Please stop hiding stuff. Show. Everything keeps getting hidden. Okay. Tarantino only cares about one person, which is himself. He is also a sexist arsehole. Considered his treatment of Uma Thurman on the set up and Gilbert in the car chase sequences. I've heard some things about Tarantino, like certain people, like he's good with his friends, but there's certain people that have had like bad experiences with him. Same thing with James Cameron, like he's tough, to work with and things like that. And recently now, the actor who plays Cyborg has now come out about Josh Whedon, and it's saying like he's disrespectful, and he's done some stuff with other people, other actresses, and he's kind of harassed a lot of people, and I'm just like, when I heard this, I'm like, why are you saying this now? Why didn't you say this from the get-go? Then people say, well, he's under contract, but it's like, if it's important, fuck the contract, say it, What would Snake Eyes think of Ryu Hayabusa? There you go. Predator versus Wolverine would be freaking awesome in the comic. I'm telling you, man. Like, that is exactly. You know what? I got another list I could put together because I really don't care too much for the aliens. I just care more about the Predator because I'm more of a Predator fan than the Alien. Y'all know how I am with the aliens. Like, I'm a man enough to say I'm kind of freaked out. Well, I'm not freaked out. I'm not scared of the xenomorphs. I'm scared of the face huggers. Like I'm to this day, I'm creeped out by those things. Those things still scare the shit out of me. I can't really watch them move. Like I watch a channel called Dead Meat. And this guy who loves horror movies, and he talks about horror movies, and there's a podcast, him and his girlfriend or fiance. Cool dude, name's James at Jan Denise. It's real cool, and he talks about some horror movies I don't plan to watch, but it's all about the kill count, like the body count. And he has in the back on his wall, he has a face hugger, and I saw it the first time. I didn't notice it, and then I'm like, oh god, like, and then I gotta put like a piece of to cover that part of that screen on wherever I'm watching it. So on my computer, I'm like, but then I took it off, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay, I can handle that. Okay, but when they start moving, you're gonna see what's that. I'll run out the room. I can't stand that. People ask me all the time, like, is there any horror icons that scare you, Chris? Like, legitimately scare you? And I said, yeah, there's one. Only one. Only one. And they like, who? Jason? Jason Voorhees never scared me. Freddy never scared me. Chucky, hell no, didn't scare me. I would laugh more than I scared. Candyman, I'm not scared of him. Pinhead, fuck that. Can't know who scares me? Michael Myers. Why? Because he is probably the realest of all of those people. All those other horror icons that just the sheer realism of the fact that Carpenter said how he came up with it is he went to like an asylum or so, or like a area for kids who misbehave, and he saw a kid who just had the look of like just a child. If you left him with a knife, he's gonna pick that knife up and kill you with it. Just pure evil on his face. That's what Michael Myers, and still to this day, Halloween is one of my favorite horror movies. And still to this day, that music, the concept, he stalked Jamie Lee Curtis through this whole movie, and there was no reason why. Not a damn reason. No reason. He just was stalking her. That's the scariest thing right there. There's no kind of concept of Michael Myers. You feel me? Like, to why he was doing it. The question is always sometimes with these monsters, why are they doing it? Jason Voorhees has his reasons somewhat. Candyman has his reasons. Leatherface has his reasons. And you would think I would be creeped out by that because that's based on the real thing too. Like, but no, Leatherface doesn't creep me out either. Like, I find him weird. Even it's a guy with a chainsaw, and that you think I would, but I wouldn't. So yeah, but like it's like the last horror movie that that creeped me out with a point where I remember, and it was The Descent, the first Descent. That scared me so much, guys, that I had to watch another movie after to get my mind off of that, because it was just like, yeah, that's why I'm not going in the caves now. Stuff like that. And then they ruined that masterpiece with that crappy sequel, which was just stupid. All right. Okay. How long do you think it will take for Dante from Devil May Cry to get on Regan Barnes' nerves? I feel that if they did, it'll be somewhat like Lethal Weapon, like, you know, like a Lethal Weapon, like you look at Dante as being like Riggs in a sense, and Ryu being kind of like Murtaugh, kind of. But don't let the jokes and everything fool you. Dante is the man. All right? Dante, don't let anybody fool you. His skills, like, oh, he's a joke. Forget it. What would your idea be for the sequel for a Batman TMNT anime? Can just follow the next comic. There you go. Revy versus the boss from Metal Gear. The boss. Revy's good, but not better than the boss. How about Predator versus Conan? That could work too. Conan right now is kind of like he's in the modern world right now. It's part of the Savage Avengers, which is really good. What would Hydra think of Cobra? Losers. At least Hydra's gotten a lot more closer to ruling the world than Cobra. please. Baron von Strucker, Red Skull. God damn it. Baron Zemo, all those leaders of Hydra would look at Cobra Commander as a joke. Like, you're a joke. Like, some people just want to watch the world be. Yeah. You said it. Yeah. Just that is exact. That's yeah. So yeah, Mike. Solomon, Michael Myers, really? Yeah. I mean, I could watch the Halloween movies, but you know, he creeps me out. He scares me. Like, he legit, because there's no malice to him. Like, it's like, why is he doing this? You see where I'm coming at? And the last movie, 2008, the last one, I loved it. I thought it was great. And I'm glad that they did what they did with that. Like, it's not a prequel, it's not a sequel. It's legit continuing the story, but negating all those that came before, which is sometimes perfect. Because a lot of them, like, first of all, I don't like the fact that they made Laurie and Michael siblings. I hated that. And Carpenter hated. He didn't want that. He did not want that. So the fact that they negate that, like they're not brother and sister, I like that. I like the fact that, because even that being, it makes no sense. They're brother and sister, so it's like, why is he doing this? It still doesn't make sense. So him not being is great. And that last movie was just showed, like, just bow to the queen, Jamie Lee Curtis. I loved her in that. She was so good. I love that concept of she's almost constantly on edge. Not just on edge, she's paranoid to the point. Like, I love that scene where they're transporting Michael and she's out in the car and she just got her gun and she's just waiting for him to come out. She's gonna kill him, but she doesn't. It's almost like she needs to move on, but she can't. And the whole concept of we're seeing, like, how her mind worked after the incident, and how she raised her daughter, and everything like that, and it came back to be a plus, but it was that they didn't need to make more sequels, but Blumhouse, I give a lot of credit to Blumhouse too. They're killing it with these movies, they're killing it, which I love. Let's see. Caroline says, "What's worse in your opinion, Joker's laughing gas or Scarecrow's fear toxin?" Both. Your Joker's laughing, you die to death just by laughing, which can happen. But the fear toxin is just something, you could be looking at your loved one could be coming through the door, and you're seeing your worst fear through that loved one, and you could go after it and try to hurt it. Next, it's crazy. Which one of Batman's villains scare you the most, and which one of them do you have a better chance of escaping? I'm not really scared of any of the Batman villains. Not really. Joker really doesn't scare me, because it's like, I look at him and I'm like, I'll take a crowbar to his head real quick. The only one that I would say somewhat creeps me out is Scarecrow because of just his love for looking at that kind of fear. Um, in terms of that's just the way I look at it. But my favorite Batman villain is not even Joker. It's actually Mr. Freeze. It's probably more because he's a sympathetic villain. Like I understand why he's doing the thing he does. And then DC tried to take that away from him and make him more just one of those typical psychotic Batman villains. Like I remember when it was like Nora Freeze wasn't his wife. He just stalked her and wanted to marry her. He just was like a creepy, co-worker that would just watch her and it's like and have fantasies about her. I'm like, you ruined it. Like, the fuck. But they kind of erased that because that was during the New 52. I was like, that was stupid. What would happen if Michael Myers bonded with the Carnage symbiote? Don't know. Because I don't know, because this Carnage symbiote, the symbiote still needs it'll probably stay, but I don't know. Michael's not into that kind of stuff. Like he just with no remorse. And I understand, like I understand where you're coming from, but I doubt this even I'd even say the symbiote probably be scared of him. Like like he's that crazy. Let's see. Solid. Oh, here he is. I was waiting for Solid. Ezra Miller. I hate it as a Flash. What WTF? So stupid. There you go. That's what I was waiting for. Don't give me nightmares. I honestly think Heroes in Crisis was Dan Didio's getting back at the fans for not only what happened to the new video, but the DC Riff as well. Guess so. Just got here. Warhawk Rambo. Just got here. Did you have a good fourth? Yeah, slept. Good. I wouldn't say Hugo Strange. I would say Hugo Strange or Hush or even the Doll Maker because of their psychological nature. Yeah, they're creepy. Kuma, do you think G.I. Joe have a chance of defeating Hydra? Maybe, but Hydra has a lot of superpowered adversaries, allies as well. And the Joes ain't never really faced anybody like that. You know, they're good, but they'll have a hard time. Solomon the Hood, thoughts on Margot Robbie in the new Pirates of the Caribbean? Yes, like I said, you asked me this before on the last Q. Yeah, Margot Robbie, that woman's getting around. That woman truly is getting around. She's putting in that work, and I give her a lot of credit. Like she's really putting in that work, and she's so versatile. You know, she could do this. She could do comedy. She could do, suspense. She could do action, you know, thriller. I think she did horror, not and something. I don't know. She probably could do horror if she wanted to. But now they're gonna do New Pirates with her as the main lead. Personally, I don't really care. I wouldn't say care, but I just feel personally they need to stop because this just feels kind of more like a cash grab. But it's not wrong to say, oh, a female lead couldn't do that because there were female pirates, and female pirates dressed up like men. You know, they didn't dress very sexy and everything like that. You know, they dressed like men. And I'm not saying that Marvel probably couldn't pull that off, but when you think about Pirates of the Caribbean, who are you thinking about? You think about Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp made that series. He made Jack Sparrow. Nobody else could have played that role but him. He made that role his. And if they wanted to make a new, and I'm sure Disney and all of them probably wanted to do another with him, but they can't because he's going through some situation now with his ex-wife, Amy Heard, for that bullshit. And I hope she does get time in jail for everything she's done to that man. Like, don't ever say like, oh, a woman can't abuse a guy and all that, because that's not the case. Like the fact that you're hearing that she was throwing pots and then even saying that nobody's gonna believe you if you tell them that I abused you and everything like that. Hope she gets what's coming to her, and I hope she loses her role as Mira. They can get somebody better. I didn't hate her as Mira, but there's far better actresses that could play that role. What are your thoughts about the retirement of Undertaker, and have you watched Last Ride? Of course I have. Last Ride was great. That was a great documentary. They filmed it similar to, you know, the Michael Jordan and the Bulls thing, which was good too. But in terms of Taker, I know there's a lot of people saying, oh, he's not retired. You know, he's going to get back in the ring. He doesn't need to. In fact, when I hear him say, I have no aspects of getting back in the ring, that put a tear in my eye, because it's like, why? Here's why. Because I watched that man's career from day one up until now. I was what, 8 years old when he first debuted, 38 now, and I watched his career. The only thing he needs to learn how to do is say no to Vince. That's what he needs to do. He's got to learn how to just say, Vince, no. I had a barbecue. It's cool. What's up, Chris? What up, Ron? What would happen if Mysterio met the Scarecrow, and how would the interaction play out? I think they would both be a little impressed at each other somewhat. However, Scarecrow would be the more dominant, because Scarecrow would look at it also like, your technology is good, Mr. Beck, but I really put fear into people. You know, I think that would be one thing that he would look at, like, yeah, your technology is good, but what are you without that? You know, that's how he's going to look at it. You know, the Baroness from G.I. Joe versus Talia to kill the Baroness. Baroness is not that good. She's not as good as people make her out to be. She's not that good. What's your favorite music score in any superhero movie? Definitely one is Captain America: Winter Soldier. I love that. Would you like to see the Minotaur and Roxanne have a presence in MCU? I know you're talking about. I think that's who's gonna. That's who. I think that's who Christian Bale is playing in the next Thor: Love and Thunder. I think they're playing. He's playing. Um, forgetting his, what is his name? I'm forgetting his name right now. Uh, Dario Ager. I think that's who he's playing because Christian Bale is going to be in it, and I think that's who he's playing. Dario. I think he's playing him because if they're bringing in, you know, Jane Foster back, but she's playing hammer wielding Jane Foster. Then yeah, they might bring her in. If not her, then Christian Bale could be playing the God Slayer, Garg. But I wouldn't mind if they did that. You need somebody on a different level like that. Kuma asks, do you think AIM would be a great adversary for Earth's core, the Inhumanoids? I've not watched a lot of the Inhumanoids, so I can't really say. That woman's been exposed for who she really is. Oh, what would Gohan think of Dick Grayson? I think he'd be cool with it, but two different characters, two different kind of. Who's exposed? That woman's been exposed. What woman? What would Ultron think of Megatron and the Decepticons? I'm better than y'all. Who should play a live action Jason Todd? I really care less because I hate Jason Todd. I don't hate him. I don't hate him as much as I hate little big head Damian Wayne. I hate him more than Jason Todd. I can't stand Damian Wayne. I can't. What would Superboy Prime think of Brightburn? I think he think you're a child. Like it's just I don't know. He's just I watched Brightburn and I didn't care for it too much. I'm like, it could have been better, but I didn't really care for it too much. Warhawk X's. I have been doing a let's play on my channel, so toot my home. That's fine. If you like Hearts of Iron, should watch it. I'll check it out. See what it is. But to me, Black Panther has the best score, close following by Black Panther score is good too. Wonder Woman has a good score too. What young animated character do you see being members of the Teen Titans? Ben 10. Do you think Chase Young will be a good villain in Street Fighter? Yeah, but I think he'd be a better villain for Iron Fist. Triple H has Shao Kahn, Rick Flash, Randy Orton's Reptile. This is a joke. Oh, yeah, shoot. Turtles versus the Robins. It wouldn't go long because they would stop. Amy Heard. Oh, Amy Heard. Yeah. That's who you're talking about. Amy Heard. Yeah, she has been exposed. She's getting everything she deserved. What would Kratos think of Garg the God Butcher? I'm gonna kill him. He would hate it. I think he would somewhat maybe understand, but then also be like, yeah, you're trying to kill us all. So yeah. We'll just see. Let's see. Kratos versus Xena. Interesting. Yeah. Oops. Um, Solomon asks, "Have you ever watched an anime called Iria?" Iria? I love Iria. That's another soundtrack that I love. You never heard it before. It's a beautiful soundtrack, especially the opening theme, like Kaneniwa. It's got this beautiful. She's a bounty hunter, and her brother gets killed, and she goes after the guy that responsible for her brother's death. She's a cool character. I love. That's a classic. That's a classic. If you never watched it, Area the animation, go check it out. Good one. Um, Iron Man versus Predator. That's that. I swear, if they do that, that's gonna be fun. Kratos for Thor versus Kratos. Are we talking Marvel Thor or just the mythological character? Because that's probably where it's going in the next one. We're gonna see Thor in that one. Um, what would Wonder Woman think of Satellizer L. Bridget? Um, be impressed by her, the untouched queen. Freezing. That's a good anime. Very good. What do you think of Deadpool Harley ship? Seen it too much. Deadpool was married now, so but yeah, seen that too much. Oh, Marvel store. Uh, uh could be good. I think I think also Thor would kind of hold back, like especially if you know Thor is gonna try to figure out why is this guy coming at me? Why are you attacking me? Like before anything, you know, it's like why are you coming at me? Like Thor is not arrogant and brash. He thinks like okay, because to him, this guy's coming. He's gonna try to protect the people. Like, and I think that right there would be Kratos. Like, okay, he's not. He's trying to protect these people. So there's a difference. There's a big difference between Wonder Woman 84 and Black Widow. Which movies are you most anxious to see? Both, actually. Both. For me, anxious for Black Widow because I'm trying to prove my theories are right. With Wonder Woman, theories of just seeing Cheetah. Like I have not. Every time I see an article, here's such and such as Cheetah, I don't. I really just want to see Cheetah. Like, are they gonna go full out with her, or are they gonna pussyfoot around and just have her with little fangs and cheetah eyes and maybe some like the cheetah has that lining on their face. That's it, in the claws. Instead of really going all out, like she looks like a humanoid cheetah. Uh, I'm anxious for both of them. Do you think we'll see an older Ares in God of War 5? Probably, depending on how long how many years in between that is. Thor and Dante versus Loki and Virgil. I kind of give it to Loki, Dante, and Thor because you can't trust Loki. Virgil can't trust him. Like that's not gonna work. What would you think of a crossover between 2002 He-Man and 2017 She-Ra? That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind it. Solomon the Hooded, all these verse battles, laughing out loud. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. What would Marvel Thor think of his God of War counterpart? Um, you talking about the real Thor, like mythological Thor? Well, we haven't really seen him. Like we only saw like a glimpse of what he is. Thor, even mythological Thor is still a hero. He's still, and I wonder if he's gonna fight they're gonna really take real mythology that he fought the world serpent, to save the world, because he did. That's Norse mythology, if you know. Like I said, I'm a big mythology buff, so Norse mythology is another one up there. Which of the Marvel's TV shows are you looking forward to the most? Right now, I think it's the Winter Soldier Falcon. I'm looking forward to that. Or that right now, really, that's the one I'm the WandaVision. It looks fun. It's only gonna be. I heard it's only gonna be 9 episodes, but I'm interested in seeing where they're gonna go with that. But the Winter Soldier and Falcon, I'm definitely, because I have my theories on that too. And then, of course, there's the other ones that are coming out. I'm also looking forward to What If, the animated stuff, because I definitely want that to succeed. What would Rocky Balboa think of Little Mac? Oh my God, you got heart, kid. There you go. I like to see Kratos get his own hammer. Does he need it? I don't really think he needs one. What would Wonder Woman think of her brother Kratos? Oh, yeah, because, well, Wonder Woman, all the siblings that she does have, because they have, because she is Thor, Zeus's, she always shows love for all her siblings, even if they are kind of evil. Some of them are, she, so love. That's what she fights for. You have any theories on Wonder Woman 84? Any theories? Not really. I have a theory that such and such Lord is responsible for why Steve Trevor's back. I do have a theory on that. That's one, because I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like, how is he back? Like, I keep saying that it's Cersei's that brought him back. I wouldn't be surprised if they keeping that real secret. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, what would make Diana get into the golden armor that she has. Like, when she got into, the only time she gets in that armor if it's getting serious. And I don't think she doesn't need that for Cheetah. What do you think Rocky would think? Equal, same thing. Got heart. For me, it's Winter Soldier and Falcon, Loki, Hawkeye, and WandaVision. I'm also looking forward to the She-Hulk, of course, Ms. Marvel, and Moon Knight. I am looking forward to Moon Knight, like where they're gonna go with that. Moon Knight definitely, but She-Hulk, because I've been wanting this woman, that character in the MCU for years. It is time to bring in the next next member in the Hulk family. It is time for Bruce Banner's cousin, Jennifer Walters, aka the Jade Glamazon She-Hulk. Look, for everybody asking, what would Rocky think of all these different boxers? The same thing. They got heart. They're pretty good. They're better than him. They pretty much, it's the same thing. They're beside. Also, they're different weight classes too. Like, so you gotta also look at it like that. How about Godzilla versus Norse gods? Also, fun fact: Godzilla fought the Greek pantheon in IG. And yeah, I know that one. I'm fine with that. Don't really, you know. What would Ted Grant think of Mike Tyson? I think he would definitely be impressed at, especially Tyson in his earlier years. Like, I think he would really be impressed by Tyson's infighting. Like, once Tyson gets in, pop, and that's just it. Like, you go watch Tyson, his early fights. He got in, that was it. Like, nobody came at him. Nobody. Once he got in, he's an infighter. Once he got, and that's it. Like, the body shots, like, he would drop guys with body shots. And you think that's impossible. You ever get hit somebody get hit in the body? It's not a funny fact. I've been hit plenty of times in the body with, training with people, and it is not funny. It is serious. But I think Ted would definitely be. I think what he wouldn't like is, Tyson prior to the Holyfield fight. Like I think he would be pissed. Like, he'd be like, "What the hell is this?" Like, but I think he'd be more impressed leading up to that. Like, but I think he would be more impressed now to see Tyson. Like, y'all seen his training session where he's almost like, I think he's getting back in the ring or something. Like, this guy's in his 50s now, something which is old for a boxer. But it doesn't even seem like he lost a step. He's still throwing as fast as he was. And then I'm back. Like, yeah. What would Justice League think of Shield? Don't know. I think I don't know. Probably depending on who's on the team. I can't really say. And it also depends who is the leading Shield at the time. Are we talking Nick's run or Maria Hill? Because I fucking hate Maria Hill. I fucking hate her. I'm comic version. Her MCU version, I tolerate. I love that. I'm like, see that now that Maria Hill I'm cool with. Comic version, I hate it. She's a bitch. She's like Amanda Waller. I fucking hate Amanda Waller. Like, bitch. Look at all these boxing questions. Okay, no, these. You think Dante would flirt with Revy, depending, because Dante does have Revy's young. Like, she ain't that old. Like, Revy's young, so Dante flirting with somebody young, like too young. Since Kratos took on the Greek gods and now he's taking on the Norse gods, think he'll take on the Egyptian. There's got to be a reason. Like, first of all, it wasn't a case of him taking on the Norse gods. The fact is, for everybody who didn't know the stranger was Balder, then that just showed, like, not a lot of people know Norse mythology. I knew that was Balder right away. I was like, that's Balder. I knew it. And it wasn't even the fact that he couldn't be hurt. It was just like yeah, I figured they would try to throw that and go. Everybody probably thought, oh, it was going to be Thor that was going to show up first, or somebody like that, or Tyr, or or people like that. But no, once I saw the Stranger, and I'm like, I instantly started thinking, yeah, that's Balder. And then the moment he's like, you can't hurt me and everything like that, I was like, which Norse god at the point was practically invulnerable to all the other gods? And I was like, yeah, Balder. The only thing that could hurt him was mistletoe. Like, and that's how Loki killed him. He was pricked with a mistletoe. But I don't. What I don't want is Kratos just going around killing gods for no reason. Like, just like then that'll make me hate him again. Like, because at some point I started hating Kratos. I was like, okay, now I'm starting to hate this character. You got your revenge. You got your revenge. You got your revenge in the when what happened with Ares. Okay, then you get the power that corrupts you. Then this happens, and what made me like is like, yeah, this time he's not fighting for himself. He's got a son now, and he's older. He's wiser. I was like, yeah, I'm liking this. It was like old man Kratos. I was like, yeah, this is good. That's But in the beginning, after a while, yeah, I started hating Kratos. I was like, yeah, now you start to come off like a dick. Like, now you're starting to get what's coming to you. That's how I was looking at it. I'm like, what would Rocky think of battling Jack Murdoch? Similar to him, just better. Like, because you got to remember, guys, Rocky is not a traditional boxer. Rocky had to learn how to fight like a traditional boxer. Rocky was more of a street fighter, a brawler, back to back. You could see that in all the Rockies. Once he starts, he goes back to that brawling style, and it's like he gets it. Like, instead of staying with technique, he brings what brought him to the dance. Should Godzilla fight in the MonsterVerse after Kong? Of course, because he's going to win against Kong. He better. I'm not joking with that one. Like, he better get his win back. Rambo. I don't know. I know they made the Norse gods villains in God, but I gotta say that they made it work. Well, not all the gods were villains. Like, we don't know how Thor's gonna react. You don't know. I mean, yeah, he could act. I mean, because Kratos did kill his brother, but let's be honest. Like, when you be mad at somebody who killed a sibling of yours, like, yeah, we haven't, so you don't know. Freyja was not Freya or Freyja, depends on she wasn't a villain. She was helping him until what happened. And I'm trying not to spoil it because there's a lot of people who probably never played that game yet. How good of a fighter is Talia? Damn good. She's like Talia. When DC was pulling all that bullshit, like Catwoman and Batman were getting married, Catwoman had to almost literally, she had to fight Talia to almost like get her blessing, because in his eyes, Batman Bruce said like to Selina, like, yeah, if we just do it, she's gonna come and she just, so you gotta fight her. And I'm not saying that Selina is a bad fighter, she's not, but Talia nearly killed her, like, and it wasn't for a mistake that Talia made. But yeah, Talia is really good. She's a damn good fighter. Like, all the years of training she's had. Yeah. I don't know if I or anybody have ever asked you, but what's your favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series? Favorite episode, Heart of Ice. It was the first episode of Mr. Freeze. Beautiful. Love that episode. Robin's Reckoning. Love that. And the first episode of Baby Doll. Love that episode. One character that I wish and yet that was incorporated into the comic continuity as well. I thought Baby Doll could have been a very interesting character in the comic. A lot of the other characters, like Kyo-Daiken, the ninja, was incorporated in the comics later on. Harley was created for the show, and she got so popular, incorporated into the comics. So yeah. Drago, you mean? I don't know. All right. Which DC hero would join the Avengers and which Marvel heroes would join the Justice League? You could just switch out all of them. It's not even like which ones wouldn't, you could switch out all of them. And it worked. It's not even the case. What did I feel when Kratos killed his dad? Nothing really, because I didn't. I was like, I look, Zeus has a lot of shit coming to him. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Like, out of all the Olympians, Zeus is not my favorite. King or not, I don't like Zeus. I'm not a big fan of his. Like, I'm not. There's a lot of people that ask me like, why you don't like him? I'm like, a lot of the stories and you read all the myth, you wonder why, like, his wife hates him so much, or his wife, the things that his kids, his kids got to go through because of her. It's because of him. Like, he does it. Now, yes, Hera has, she has some issues too. It's like for example, like Hercules and people like that is like, but Hercules had nothing to do with you. That's because your fucking husband want to go around boning other women, just exercise his infidelity. Like, mythologically, they say Zeus slept with over 9,000 women and had all kids with them. Like, this fool. So there's like 9,000 different demigods out there, and we don't know all of them. They never really go into myth of like all the demigods, or all the kids he's had. Because why? I'll tell you why, Marion. Because he feels, well, I'm the king, and I can stick my in to any woman I want. You just sit back and look pretty. And it's like you can understand. You can see it from Hera's point of view, but then it's also to the point where it's like Zeus's brothers, Hades and Poseidon, don't have, like, there's never been a case where you see them like in any written stories or myth where they're saying, Zeus, you got a wife already. Like, what are you doing? Like, Hades has a wife, Persephone. Yeah, and yeah, he kind of went about doing it on the wrong too, but Persephone being Demeter's daughter, and Persephone can only see her mother every 6 months and things like that, but it still worked out. It's not like Hades had another wife. He still has Persephone, had kids with her, everything like that. Same thing with Poseidon. Poseidon had children, I believe, with the same women or so. I think I remember. But Zeus, man, a stick is in anybody, any woman whose husband was at war, he come back, look like them, and then he deal's done, and he leaves, and it's just like, what the? It's like he's the fucking biggest player in literature, and it's like, how could you like a character like that or a guy like that? If Zeus was standing there right now, I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you got all this, but you got a beautiful wife, but you wanna go mess with other women. You give guys like me a bad name who it's just stuff like that. It's just like Zeus is. It's like if you like Zeus, fine, that's cool. But I do not like Zeus. So when he got killed, I was like, okay, well, fuck. And no depiction of Zeus in any Hollywood movie has truly given me a case of like, Zeus, I love you. Nope, hasn't. None of them. None of them. You name a movie that based off of Greek mythology and Zeus was in it. I'll tell you right now if I liked them or not, because I could tell you that right now. Like, and that's not just movie. I'm talking about TV. Like, for example, okay, another example, Marion, Zeus in the Hercules, the legendary series with Kevin Sorbo. I fucking hated him. I fucking hated him in that. Like, that Zeus was a piece of shit. Like, I was like, and you wonder why you have this relationship with your son now. Like when Hera killed his Herc's family, Danaer and his kids with the fireball, Zeus did shit. He didn't do nothing. Then they wrote where Hercules got married again. She dies by Ares. Ares killed her. And what did Hades do? What did Herc do? What did Zeus do? He gave Hercules back his demigod powers because he gave up his demigod powers to be with Serena. And when she died and things like that, Hercules chased her down, and he's just like, you got a lot of way of just saying thank you, and he's like, I would rather have Serena back, and he's just like, I can't do that. It's like, wait, you're the king of the gods. You the fuck? And then he said it again, and I'll never forget. He's like, this is twice you turned your back on me and my family. And it was just the same shit over and over. And I was just like, Zeus is a piece of shit. I can't stand that character. So whenever he dies in movies or something like that, or he's sick, I'm like, I don't give a damn about him. I could care less. He's one of my least favorite Olympians. I fucking hate Zeus. I fucking hate Zeus. I fucking hate Zeus. Zeus can kiss my ass. He can kiss my black ass. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate that character. I do. I fucking hate. What about Odin? Odin would think he's a jerk. Like, Odin would literally ask, do you even care for your children? Like, please. Zeus versus Thor from Marvel. Well, there's a Zeus in Marvel too, so you gotta be you gotta be a little bit more specific. DC Zeus, by the way, yeah. I could care less. Punisher versus Deathstroke. We've seen that in comics. So if you want to go read it, go read it. Poseidon has human children too. Yep, he does. I have to go next to thank. All right, AW or NXT, both. I'm off for the night. Good night. And I'm about to wrap this up too. What was your reaction when Wonder Woman punched Zeus? What did I just say? What did I just say? You guys not listening. What did I just say? Anything with Zeus and he gets hit, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm good for him. Favorite Dick Grayson moment in any comic or animated? That's a hard one. Comic wise, probably when he became Nightwing. That's a moment right there. 2, when he became Batman. That's a moment. Animation wise, probably when he got Zuko, Boss Zuko. Are you a fan of Ric Flair? Any Olympian gods you like? Yeah, I got Olympians I like. Zeus is just one I don't hate. I fucking hate him. So, yeah, I got Olympians I like. I'm a big fan of Athena. I love Athena. I love her. The wisdom and that's I love that about her. I'm a big fan of Artemis as well. A lot of goddesses I do love. In terms of gods, male, I like Apollo. I'm a big fan of Apollo. And for some reason, I like Hephaestus. Like, I like that there's a god that actually is the god of smithery and things like that. I find that cool. Why do they make Hades the villain? He's not that bad compared to Zeus because he's the god of the underworld. So anybody who's the god of the underworld must be bad. There's in mythical logic. There was a myth. There was a story in the myth and the Greek myths that there was when they Hades and Poseidon, and Hera were going to there was a coup to overthrow Zeus as king, but I don't think it went through. Your thoughts on Maxi Zeus? You mean from DC? Crazy guy's crazy. Maximilian. I like the animated episode where he was first introduced, where he was just going around thinking the guy was crazy. He was thinking he was Zeus, and he thought Batman was Hades. It was crazy. I was like, yeah, this guy is nuts. Like, Batman's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, with animated version. With animated movie version Flashpoint, the TV show version, and now the live action, the movie, are we getting? Well, first of all, we don't. I'm not even clear that Flashpoint movie is actually happening. I'm not believing it. I'm not believing the whole Michael Keaton stuff either, because the sources that are coming from they're not reliable to me. Until we get a real credible source, I'm not buying any of that stuff. Right now, the Flash movie has been in turmoil hell for too long. And every time right now, I could care less. I really can. I could really care less. I just don't care. All right, let's see. Artemis. Hail Artemis. Also, Odin actually cares about his kids. Yeah, he's wise. Odin is known as he's wise. He's not just known as the king of the Norse gods. He's also known for his wisdom. Odin's more of a father than Zeus has ever been. That's straight up real. I'm dead serious about that. Like, that's legit. Okay. Do you think Sting would be a manager in AEW? No. Do you think the nurse gods the Norse gods. Do you like the Norse gods better than the Greek gods? No, I like them equally. It's just really Zeus I care less about. Really, Hera, she has her issues, but like I said, that could be reasoned with if someone just like tell her, like, if they were to tell her, if they wrote it like like, hey, look, that's you should be blaming him, not the kids. Like, why are you going after them? They had nothing to do with just being born, you know. Um, should Godzilla and King Kong team up, or they should fight? I think they're going to team up. They say there is a villain, a main villain in it, but I think they're going to fight, and then later on they're going to team up against the villain. And but they keep saying that somebody's definitely going to lose. There is going to be a definite loser and a winner. What would Athena think of Odin? That's a good question. I have no answer for that. Do you think Dick is more of a son to Bruce than Damien? Hell fucking yeah. You didn't answer my question about M. Bison. Didn't see it. All right. Last question. All right, let's see. Okay. I'm skipping around a lot. Gonna skip around, guys, because I'm about to wrap this up myself. Okay. Solomon the Hooded. Well, gonna go, Chris. Last question. Would you rather be Thing, Benjamin Grimm, or Solomon Grundy? Ben Grimm. I'd rather be Ben. I could be a rock man, still have my will, and instead of Grundy, first of all, Grundy, depending on the Grundy, because a lot of people probably don't know the Grundy. There are versions of Grundy. Like, he's not always just, oh, Grundy, just kind of the dumb one. But I definitely still would. I don't want to be no zombie. I'll still be Ben. Like I get that question asked a lot too. Is like, would you walk in Ben's shoes? I'm like, yeah, I could do it. Wouldn't mind people looking at me, but I could do it. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm next. Let's see if I'm kind of a wait for another good question. Now, guys, I'm gonna start like skipping around more because I'm kind of getting almost the same question being asked. again and again. So I gotta be. That's one thing I gotta be kind of careful with that. Like there's almost the same questions being asked. Just you may look like it being different. So because now I'm getting a little. I wanna just work on some things. Okay, let's see. Nothing. Whoop. Randy Orton versus whoop, Stone Cold feud have been during the 2000s when Randy was the legend. It depends because once again, Steve was having issues with his neck, so I mean it'd be cool. I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have minded at all. What if I don't know. That's kind of weird. Like, yeah, the mask in the mask comic and the movie, yeah, that was Loki's mask. I kind of found that weird. Like, you know, like I just found it kind of weird. Like, one of the things I will say that I actually did like, I mean, if you look at Loki and his children, like it's kind of weird. Like this dude's got wolves and Yotan, that movie, The Forest, or I think it's The Forest, or it's on Netflix. It's a really good movie. The monster in that is actually Loki's child. Creepy looking motherfucker. Like it's like a mix with the elk and human hands, and you can't really always see his big eyes and things like that. But yeah, it's crazy. But I just found it. I love the mask. Don't get me wrong, but it's like that made no sense to me at times. Like, wait, what? How's that Loki's? In the comics, and especially the Marvel version, Hela is actually Loki's daughter. Hela is not Thor's sister. She's his uncle. She's his niece. Excuse me. Like Thor, as he had Loki, that's his half brother. And then he has a sister, half sister. Angela, who was once with Image Comics and Spawn, but now she's in the Marvel Universe. And Balder. Balder is they did finally admit that Balder is Thor's brother in the comics, which they should have did that from day one. Hail Balder the Brave. And I'm still disappointed that he has never been in the MCU. All right, let's see. All right, no. Versus match. Okay. All right, dudes. So I want to wrap this up a little earlier than I expected, but I got that. I'm always trying to get that 2-hour mark in there. Listen, guys, like I said before, guys, fun to answer questions, no problem. But when they start rolling the same questions over and over, they get a little repetitive, and I'm just like, okay, all right. No offense, but sometimes, yeah. Look, like I said before, guys, I'm working on some things for my store, new shirt designs, and even in the time that we're living, even working on some masks. So I'll be working on those. Like I said before, working on a new design, t-shirt design. I still have to upload a couple of new things, some new lists, some new top lists. I got some new things that are coming, indeed. But with that being said, thank you for coming through. Thank you. Be safe as always, but please stay positive. As one thing that I always try to tell everybody, stay positive. And with that being said, guys, you guys take care. Peace, one love, stay tuned. Keep it real as always. And I'll catch you guys down the road as always. Deuces.